Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to All About Racing for the penultimate round of the season in Division 1's Red Arrow Racing around the streets of the city of Baku, the capital of Azerbaijan, of course, for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Not been around for a few weeks, obviously, due to the personal reasons we have, but we should be back up and running all together from this week onwards as normal. And we have got qualifying underway a few minutes in. A bit more about the track though. 20 corners around this Baku street circuit. 2 DRS zones is just over 6 kilometres and 3.7 miles in length. First here in 2016 is the European Grand Prix. Ever since it's been the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and the C5 soft, C4 medium and C3 hard tyre. Bo has won the Drivers' Championship. Congratulations to him after Monza, even though he didn't actually gain any points from that race. 216 points for him, 141 points for Super Striker in second, Little Majin third, fourth is Ross Northover, Horatio in fifth, Gaudi sixth, seventh is Corey, eighth is Mel Dave, ninth is Bootneck, and Steely is down in 10th place. So just under 15 minutes to go in the session. We'll ride with Super Striker, who is second in the championship. Racing Bulls leading the constructors and looking like they are going to seal the deal. Not just yet though. They are 60 points in the lead over McLaren. Ferrari in third, Aston Martin fourth, and Sauber in fifth place. As Super Striker goes up through the castle section and has a Sauber ahead of him, either Bootneck or Corey, which we will find out momentarily who that driver is. It looks like it to be Bootneck. It is. The Super Striker goes through that middle sector. First sector was a purple sector for him, personal best middle sector, but of course this is his first lap, so it's always going to be a personal best. As RDB CFC takes provisional pole position and snatched away by his Ferrari teammate of snipers. And a nice tow here from Bootneck, and Super Striker takes provisional pole, 139.011. Steely on a lap, just coming out of that final corner, the final braking zone of the lap anyway. But middle sector, fastest overall. Just draining down that battery now, down to around 30%, just pushing the overtake button all the way to the line, or when the juice eventually runs out, which it has, goes fifth fastest, 139.7. Very, very good time for Super Striker. Bo, our champion, what is he going to be able to produce? He is on the medium tyre, and he goes across the line. It's 10th fastest for him. It's a 141 dead. Archie just starting a lap. His teammate, as Brams comes through turn 3 on his first attempt. Let's see what he ballpark figure. It's a fastest first sector overall for Brams. Into that castle section, the really technical bit of this circuit, the only sort of technical bit, especially there, the curb's really tucked in the F124 game, and no curb on the outside here on the exit of turn 12. Through 13 and 14, just double lefts, and into the next third left-hander, braking for that. Watch out for the outside wall there. It's a car killer, and it's easy just to be dragged into there and out of the final proper corner of the racetrack, turn 16, and we've still got 3 corners to go. Rams up to the line. Will it be in the 139s? Looks like it will be. A 139.6 takes him 4th fastest there overall. Nice time for him there. Archie goes fastest, the first driver into the 138s. A 138.8 for the Red Bull driver. Red Bulls are 1st and 7th. As it stands, they're sitting last in the Constructors' Championship, only with 73 points. 73 points, 87 points for the team above them, Williams, who's just crossed the line with Always Grinding there. As Ross Northover starts his first attempt, the only driver left to actually get a lap in is Soggy Biscuit, has retired from the session. 11th is the best he's going to be able to start. More than likely will drop down more towards those final 2 positions, that back row. The 9th row for this race. There's only 18 drivers out of 20 that can start. The Haas Toyota, they're going through turn 3 and 4 under the hands of Ross Northover. As the Brit now comes down into the technical part of the racetrack, tight and twisty section. Be very used to this back home in the country lanes of Somerset. As he flies out of turn 12 and then rolling on down the hill past the government buildings on the right hand side, down into turn 15, into the true final corner of the lap, turn 16. Comes up with a purple middle sector. It isn't, though, it's just a personal best middle sector, a 39.9 in that middle sector around the final couple of corners here at high speed, which are quite tricky at times, especially with a full load of fuel, which we'll have a little bit later on. With just over 8 minutes to go on the clock, the 18th driver sets his lap time, goes just ahead of his teammate Brands with a 139.6, only 3 thousandths of a second faster than his Haas teammates as he comes through turn 2 and almost clipped the wall on the inside there. Super Striker on a lap, almost 3 tenths faster in that first sector. It's a fastest overall first sector as well, a 34.6. As he comes down into the castle section. No one has hit the wall just yet in that left-right sequence going up the hill between turns 8 and 11. Going between 14 and 15. Now down into turn 15. Oh, may just have scraped the wall there on the outside, coming into turn 16, hitting the timing beacon. It's a personal best middle sector, still up on his previous attempt. Is it fast enough to take provisional pole with enough time to do one more lap comfortably enough? So much so he could probably just run off and get himself a quick drink in between this lap and his final attempt if he goes at the end. And he loses out all in that final sector from having the tow previously from Bootneck. That's what made the difference. Snipes just shoots in there into second place. Really just catching Super Striker off guard. And maybe it got a slight tow from Super Striker actually. And just taking that second place position. Just under 2/10 between the top three as it stands. This little Majin isn't on a lap at the moment, is going slowly. And Youngs finished the lap before, did do a fastest final sector on his previous attempt. Little Majin has invalidated. Snipe Super Striker, as we just said, have just completed laps. RDB has invalidated a lap. Brands on a lap this time. We saw him earlier on. We saw his teammate just a moment ago that pipped him to the position they were in before. They have dropped down slightly since then. Scruffy going through the castle section for Brands. He has done a fastest overall first sector. The track really ramping up into the final part of this 18-minute qualifying session. Down the hill he comes into turn 16, cutting the time in Beacon for sector 2, and is still up on his lap time, but only by a very small margin. Sprams now comes into the final stages of the lap, now just coming up to the line. May just pip his teammate, may get up into 6th place. No, goes even better, goes 5th fastest, splits the McLarens. So you'll be pleased to know that the app that I usually have that is very good when it's working is actually working today, and they've added some new features where I don't have to actually manually put the names in of drivers anymore. It just automatically comes up, which is really good, and I can see everyone's battery as well. So that's pretty good as well. I think the majority of drivers I can see. Yeah, there's only one for some reason, and I can't see, strangely. But most of the drivers, yes, I can see their batteries as well, what they're deploying, so it doesn't need to be up on the screen. I've got all the information here, which gives us a slightly better picture. We always have the track map up, though. It's a good indication. I can get it up on here, but it's just a little bit better. There, San on a lap? Or not? Maybe, but got no battery left at all for the final part of the lap. It is a very slow time compared to others. We've got around a 2-second gap between the 1st to 17th as it stands. That may get closer later on. We may get into the 140s with San. No, it's a 141. It's still 18th place. And maybe just has enough fuel on board to go again, but will they be able to get the battery charged up enough to do one final attempt? As a lot of the drivers come out onto the racetrack. Ross Northover looks to be on a lap here, right at the end of qualifying, but early on at the end, if you get what I mean. He's right at the front of the queue compared to everyone else. Is up on his lap time at the moment. 8th place for him, personal best, 1st and 2nd sector. but won't see the checkered flag and won't be able to do another lap with a cool-down lap. We're too far past that point now as Ross comes up to the line, used up all the battery that he had left, moves up to 6th place. He was just under 2 tenths faster than his previous attempt and pips his teammate by 0.003 of a second. Brams, though, is on an out lap. Other drivers now just starting laps, along with Archie, who is on provisional pole, and it's a fastest first sector for the entire session for Archie here. Is it going to be a second fastest sector for him at the end of sector 2 as we come down the hill, just going over the curb there, which is a really more like a sleeping policeman at turn 15. Around turn 16 it's actually in the negative for him in the second sector. Hasn't been able to gain any time at all on his previous lap time, but is still up just overall. Snipes is out of qualifying as well, so won't be able to improve, nor is his teammate. He's still in the pits and obviously won't be able to put in another lap time as Archie eventually doesn't improve and crashes straight on into the wall at the exit of turn 1, and someone else crashing into the wall is Super Striker. We just caught him at the end of the exit of turn 15. We thought someone might go into the wall there. That's going to cause a spot of bother for some drivers here at the end who are going to want to get out of the way of that Mercedes car as they come, Aston Martin, sorry, as the Mercedes comes around that corner now. Gowdy not having to deal with it as the checker flag is now out at the end. We've got a Sauber going down the start finish. He's almost a second up on his previous attempt, is Bootneck, as he comes up to the line now. Personal best in the first and second sector, and was almost a second up. Goes 11th fastest of a 139.8 as we wait for the Merca. Gowdy, he crosses the line just under 3 tenths up on his attempt, goes 8th fastest on his previous attempt as the McLaren of Young comes across the line. Stays where he is, but was up on his previous attempt. Here comes Corey to the line. He pips his teammate, goes 10th fastest, just inside the top 10. Murph goes 12th, and Mark Bowe snatches the pole position right at the very end. There's only drivers like Brams who can take it. He is up on his time. He's quite a lot up on his time, but so we'll wait and see as he comes up to the checkered flag, always grinding as well. He is just behind Brams. Here comes Brams to the line, goes second fastest and almost takes the pole. Well, I say almost, but it's 3 tenths off Mark Bowe's time. So your final order, Bowe is on pole by just under 3 tenths of a second. Brams is in second, Archie third, fourth, Snipes. RDB is in 5th, Super Striker 6th, 7th Majin, 8th is Steely, 9th Ross Northover, 10th is Gowdy, Young's 11th, 12th Corey, Murph 13th, 14th Bootnet, always grinding, 15th, 16th is Soggy Biscuits, Jordan 17th and 18th is Sands. We'll be back in just a second. So I'm going to be honest, for the life of me, I can't remember if we have formation lap on or off. I'm sure we'll find out in just a second. And we don't have a formation lap. We've got 5 red lights and we're away here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Bo gets away reasonably well there. As we go into turn 1, Brands still stays in second place. As we go down into turn 2, got a slight accident in the background. It's Brands' teammate Ross Northover who's now right down at the very back. The Williams going slowly, always grinding. Then Ross Northover, I think, overtaking there. Bo going down into turn 3, still leads the way by around half a second. Down into turn 4 now, where they say it's like driving in a cage at this point of the racetrack, because you keep turning left-handed, 90 degrees left-handed through the chicane. And now down towards that technical section. And up through that castle section, Lula Majin up 3 places from his starting position. A very, very good start for him. Both Ferraris losing a place each. And Murph up to 8th place, 5 places gained for him. Very, very good start for some drivers. Sands as well, and Super Striker though down 10 places at the start. The only drivers who have yet to change position are actually the top 3 of Bo, Brands and Archie of the Racing Bulls, Haas and Red Bull. So we're about to start lap 2, and DRS will be enabled, of course, at the end of this lap. Bo takes that fastest lap as we go down into turn 1. Snipes moving up a place here. DRS enabled, as I said. And Majin having to slot back into position in 5th place now, coming around turn 2. And DRS available for the first time. Here comes Lil Majin back at the Ferrari this time around and taking back that 4th place position. Moving down the order here. Here comes Sands looking on the Sauber ahead of him, but no, doesn't go for the overtake there. The opportunity was available to him. And here comes Ross Northover with a big old lunge right at the back of the field, down in 17th, up to 16th place now, overtaking the Williams of always grinding. The American left with egg on his face at the exit of turn 4 there. As the Brit is now on the charge, thinking about a move into the next corner of turn 7, which he's thinking about on the exit as well, but we'll have to go single file through the next bit of the racetrack because there is no room for 2 cars as he actually gets a little bit out of shape. There's the pit stop window and pit stop strategies for you there. 2-stop or a 1-stop. 1-stop more than likely to be the strategy of choice around lap 15 or so. I think it might be a bit earlier than that, where we'll get people off the mediums and onto that hard tyre. We actually haven't seen drivers on what tyre they're on. Bo and Brams both on the medium tyre, Archie on the hards, and no softs to be seen across the field for the starting 18. As we've got a virtual safety car, we've got Super Striker around here at turn 17. 18 area of the racetrack. VSC deployed 2 drivers into the pits. Normal pit stop strategies for this week. No 2 mandatory pit stops using the 3 sets of tyres. As we go on to lap 3, VSC deployed. as we get back underway from the VSC. Brams now looking to take the lead of the race. DRS enabled to him now as we go over that activation line, and takes the lead of the race as we start lap 4. Archie there just in the distance as Steely takes 4th place, and now it's a Red Bull 3-4. They're down 10th in the constructors, as I said, so this would be a brilliant result if they get further up. Last time I was here at Monaco, it's a few weeks ago now, but Red Bull got a decent result there at that time around as well. Bo still comfortably within that DRS window. Got a train of cars as well in that midfield fight, starting from 7th place Bootneck all the way down to always grinding in 12th as Bo takes back the lead position. The Brams fight back again into turn 3, or just wait for the next lap around. We've got a big train of cars, as I said, and all of them fighting towards the front of that train as Bootneck tries to hold on around the outside. Certainly does, and then Sands gets the switcheroo on the attacking car, who then had to try and defend with no luck to him, and Sands takes that 8th place position. DRS available to him as well to try and attack looking forward, but will have to look in his mirrors to defend from Youngs, who is going to try and go around the outside here at turn 3 and gets it done. And Sands now looking to hold on to position over Ross Northover, who gets another place done at turn 4. Lovely move from him. Now he's going to try and have to keep that move around the outside, and Sands gets pummeled into the wall there, trying to have the inside line and making contact with Ross. Maybe he just strayed off that racing line and making contact, or vice versa. It was too hard to really see there at that point. As we go up the hill in the castle section, round turn 12, and on our way towards the braking zone of turn 15 as Jordan goes past Young there, who's now down in 10th place. He's going to try and fight back on the Williams driver. He's got another Williams behind him for company as well. He's always grinding, hot on the heels of the McLaren driver. Brams again going to take that race lead before the DRS zone. As the DRS opens for him, he breezes past and gains a good few tenths of a second before slamming on the brakes into turn 1. Here comes Young again. Always grinding though, overtaking the pair of them, including his teammate, and then having to jostle with the McLaren driver into turn 1 and onto the exit as well. Is always grinding, has the inside line for turn 2 and holds on to position out of that corner, but he won't have DRS. His 2 rivals behind will have the DRS, with his teammate overtake him for good measure as well, as Young goes around the outside. He did it the lap before with so much happened in such little time. I think it was who was it? Was it Bootneck? I can't remember now, who tried to go around the outside on the previous lap. More battles going on at turn 4 here with Little Majin and San, who had spun out and is now down in 14th place and fighting with the other McLaren car as Young goes for making contact with the wall or another car around him, and loses position over Jordan, and is in a Williams sandwich right now. Will Bo go back at him again? Surely will. As Northover overtakes Bootneck here, but surely Bootneck will have the DRS back again. Maybe that was a little too premature for Ross. As we go down the start finish, and the kilometres an hour ramp up with the DRS open helping you along in the background here, always grinding, getting past his teammate, now trying to overtake Young, who did also have DRS. And Little Majin getting past, and just in the background there, RDB actually getting past Sam, who's gone the wrong way at turn 1, took to the escape road, and now down in 15th, just ahead of his teammate. When I say just, he's around 7 or 8 seconds ahead of his teammate. Bram stood at the moment with the fastest lap on the board. Oh, Young there, just outbraking himself slightly, almost collecting, always grinding in the process. And now, really can feel Jordan breathing down his neck for making that mistake into the castle section, riding on board. On the left side of the engine cover. Nice little camera. Wish you could just actually automatically go to this camera manually, I mean, rather than just having it chosen for us. But there you go. The number 7 Williams. All over the back. These three been together for almost a handful of laps now. In the midfield, Soggy Biscuit had a very, very good run in the early parts of this race, getting himself up into 5th place. That must be a position gain of, it's 11 places he's gained up to now. And now takes the fastest lap as well. And an overtake. Just to add a cherry on top of that cake. Will he be able to keep that cherry though as we get to the end of this DRS straight into turn 3? Stevie will get that DRS back again. That isn't actually closing in on Soggy Biscuit, who is on hard tyres as well, so we'll be going a bit further, will be a bit quicker at the end with the lighter fuel and the quicker tyres. So don't even rule out Soggy Biscuit for a race win here. He's 6 seconds or so off the lead, 7.5 seconds off the lead. So, lap 8 of 26, soon to be lap 9. Bo has been able to break that DRS window. Bram's now under threat and been overtaken, not a threat anymore. He has already been caught, and Archie up into 2nd place, and will also get DRS on Bo for having that extra speed advantage. Also been able to catch up, of course, a little bit on the leader as well. DRS for him down the 2nd straight, just going over that 1 second mark, but just creeping back in again with that DRS advantage, always grinding. It's still very close with Young. Jordan just fallen off a little bit and now has Snipes for unwanted company going into turn 2. The McLaren of Little Majin not too far behind either. Again, this train of cars in the midfield are just starting to come back together again just before we get to the pit stop window, which is coming up imminently. Archie now looking imminent to take the race lead. Bo on medium tyres As you can see, they're just starting to come to the end of their life, sliding through turn 16 now, and they've got a horrendous exit out of that corner. As the RB now under threat from the sister car. Is Bo going to bow out and go onto the hard tyres quite early on? That's looking like it's going to be the case, or is it looking more towards a two-stop, actually, with the tyre deg just not really, well, I say it's not there, it is there massively, just a tyre grip not there for him at all. Bo out of the garage on hard tyres. It's a long stint to the end, 17 laps on the hard tyre. So Archie well out in front. The top three, sorry, all on the hard tyre. Ross on the mediums in fourth place. Still waiting for quite a few to pit. We'll actually get the tyres up on the screen so you can see what's happening. Yellow flags flying in the first sector. That's when Aston Martin, that's Sam, who's in the wall at turn 3. Just coming up on half race distance now as well. As Ross now pits. As he completed 10 laps on those mediums. 16 laps to do on the hard tyre. And there's a big battle formed up here. Jordan on the hards, always grinding, still on the medium tyre, the only one left that started on that medium, fighting away with his teammates as they go through turn 3 into turn 4. Jordan on the outside trying to attack, rightly so. Will have better tyres at this point in the race, as he started on the hards rather than the American starting on the medium. As I said, he's the last one to be on this tyre, and will surely be pitting come the end of this lap. Real grey clouds overhead as well, as there rain to fall in the second half of this race. Not hugely known for massive weather changes. Baku, usually pretty stable. Here comes Always Grinding into the pits. After braking very late there, really on the attack into the pit lane. Is Ross going to go for the move here on Super Striker? Not just yet. Getting very close, concertinaing up into the braking zone at turn 1. And Steely makes it up a place here. Bootneck is around at turn 3. As here comes Super Striker and Ross Northover just going past them. He hasn't caused a VSC or a safety car, just a yellow flag in that first sector. Not what you want to see. He will be absolutely gutted about that. Will need to pit and hasn't got any sort of help with a VST or a safety car, which obviously is the optimal choice if that's going to happen to you. As Jordan gets a time penalty, 3 seconds. And Soggy in the same position, 3-second penalty for him here. As we've got a safety car deployed, not sure where that's come from. As Archie's just gone through turn 1 and he's going to want to get on with it, not going to want to be caught up by the safety car here. So we'll have to wait for him to come back round again. Drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car for Sam. Not paying attention. Soggy Biscuit in onto the mediums. Corey getting off the hards as well. Was this slightly early for them to go on to the mediums, but you really can't pass up this opportunity. 43 Ferrari coming in as well. Onto that medium tyre. Already when it's just gone on to the hard, it's going to switch to a set of mediums to the end as well. The mediums did look pretty good though in that first stint, in the first half of the race, as we get to half race distance now. And Archie still has the freedom with the Delta. Is he going to come out in the lead though? I think he might just. Once they cross the start-finish line though, between a couple of 100 metres up to turn 1 and then between turns 1 and 2 and slight exit, Bo's going to have free rein to gun it up to the safety car, so it could be close. Got to get the car stopped. You don't want that time penalty that you get for speeding in the pit lane. 10 seconds on F1 24, remember. Out comes Archie. Here comes Bo. I think Archie's got it just. As it should be working to the Delta, so he's been able to pit latest as well, so it worked out really well for him. Probably a lap or so earlier than he would have liked, but we're going to have a long wait here for the queue to catch up. We've got Sands going very slowly. He does need to catch up. We do get, I think, a maximum of 4 laps under the safety car. So safety car will definitely be out for another lap at least. Is San only just starting lap 14? Will he be able to catch up before the end of the lap? I'm not sure. If he starts putting in some decent pace around this 14th lap, he might be able to catch up before the end of lap 15. So where are we now? Up towards turn 3 with the queue. We've got Murph, who's not gone into the pits, who stayed out. On new hard tyres. Surprised didn't go to the mediums. This is right towards the back, just taking that gamble. So I think we're going to be doing another lap under the safety car, unfortunately, because Sands is taking a very long time about this. He's got a drive-through penalty to serve at the end of the safety car as well. So we'll probably be retiring. Just a shame that he really could have caught up in time. The safety car might come in anyway. I think he'll give him one more lap though to get back round, which looks to be the case. So lap 16 will be under the safety car. We'll certainly be going again at the end of this lap. Geldy into the pit lane, deciding to take that gamble, going on the mediums, and they will get him to the end pretty comfortably, especially with the advantage of the less weight, and he won't actually come out in last here. Sam will still be last, and again, that's another downside for just going so slowly under the safety car. So Sam is officially caught back up. We'll get going again at the end of this lap. We'll start again on lap 17 and have around 10 laps to go, which will suit the drivers on the mediums perfectly, because that's around the amount of laps we did at the start. Of course, they have done these extra laps under the safety car, but it wouldn't have took too much out of them. For example, Archie, I won't go for Archie, sorry, we'll go for Soggy. He's on 4% tyre wear, just crawling around, so we'll be able to get the temperature up quite nicely as well before we get going again. We've got Archie out front and just crawling along at around 50 miles an hour or so. Until he decides to go. The safety car is in the pits now, so he's free to go whenever he would like. Making sure the temperature's up in the tyres. Getting that speed up and he's away. And we get back racing again. Of course, no overtaking until the safety car line, which is now And now Bo is free to attack, so is Soggy Biscuit, and Super Striker is on the attack here, down in 10th place, was in 11th, moved up a place and now lost it to Jordan, who's got him on the exit. The Williams are always grinding his around in the background there, and is down in 16th place. Could be 17th after Sun is finished his drive-through. No, he's got himself back going again. And just trying to catch up to the back of the queue here. 17 of the 18 drivers are still in this race on lap 17. And Archie already trying to start putting a gap on Bo, who is on hard tyres, remember. So he's not going to have the advantage, and will only have the advantage towards the end. But will Archie be able to gain a good amount of space between the two of them. Archie now 1.1 or thereabouts seconds ahead of Bo. Dylan Magin overtaking Corey, but only for a second as Corey gets back past him again on the exit. DRS available once again for the first time down this straight, and here goes little Magin trying to go at the inside, and someone's come across here. It's Brands, who started on that front row, reversing back out. Oh, he hasn't done it enough, just in a bit of panic here. Gets himself back going again. Down in 16th place is San, 17th and last at the moment, still 28 seconds behind the driver ahead of him. Oh, his Magin there goes quite wide off the circuit, gives Snipers the opportunity for an overtake. Really brilliant camera angle there at turn 18, out of turn 20 and down the start-finish straight proper, and Snipers is already past. Soggy Biscuit into the lead of the race. It's a three-way fight for that lead position between the RB, Red Bull, and Alpine of Soggy Biscuit, who is in the lead but does have a 3-second time penalty. He has 46% battery as well, 27% or thereabouts, 30% for Bo, and we don't know Archie's unless we look on board. He's got around almost 100% battery deployment available to him. Ross in 10th place. Had a couple of overtakes around this part of the racetrack earlier on. Really tightly bunched together, this group of cars. No way through at this part of the racetrack. Up the hill we go, through the castle section, through turn 12, and down the hill left-handed all the way to turn 15. Hard on the brakes, mind the wall, which a couple of drivers look like they might have caught there, or was that a bit of desyncing on my end? Looks like the latter is more the case. Bo just still on the edge of DRS. from Soggy Biscuit. Archie still there with him as well. Really is starting to turn into a 3-horse race. Super Striker up on Little Majin. Here comes Ross Northover as well into 9th place. Bo still under pressure from Archie, but still you've got Soggy Biscuits in sight, but then just clips the wall. No damage though. Got to keep it all together through the castle section as well as we go up the hill. Just lost a bit of ground through that middle section. No surprise, as I said, having a bit of a smack with the wall. But it's gained it all back in the final part of that second sector. Not getting the greatest of exits. Archie might be in for a very decent shot of an overtake into turn 1. May also gain enough ground to have DRS on Soggy Biscuit down towards turn 3. Here comes Archie. Yellow flags flying. It's not going to be a late safety car, is it? Snipes takes the fastest lap, and then Super Striker takes it straight away with him from him within less than a second. That lap was obviously a very good lap for a few drivers around this racetrack. So with around 5 laps to go, still got this top 3 super close together. Bo again just dropping off from Archie this time. Soggy though with 3 seconds to his name. So unless something really starts to go his way, it's looking likely that the win is unlikely for him. Here comes Murph, others as well, further up the racetrack. Super Striker overtaking Corey. And Murph, Little Majin, Steely as well, stealing the place. And here comes Jordan as well with a late lunge on Little Majin. He's lost quite a number of places down that start and finish straight at the end of lap 21. Sorry about being on mute for that. I'm just suffering with my allergies a little bit at the moment. Safety car right towards the end. We're going to have a grand slam finish to this event. Everyone more than likely going to go on to the soft tyres. We'll have 2 or 3 laps of racing right at the end. And I said I'm sure everyone will come in for soft tyres. Just can't really imagine anyone staying out. Super Striker, Corey, Young, they all stay out. Northover comes in. Murph Steely comes in as well. Jordan, he stays out as well. 5 drivers who have decided not to stop. 6 as well. 7 with Majin. That's going to be close with others around him. He gets out just ahead of the Alpine driver of Soggy Biscuit, who was leading the race before, who have gone on to soft tyres. Everyone from Soggy Biscuit backwards have now gone on to soft tyres. We'll be back in just a... So, with only a few laps to go, the safety car will probably come in at the end of this lap if Brams can catch up in time, which he will want to do as well, of course. If it doesn't come in this lap, it has to come in on the next lap. But I would have thought it would have come in this lap, but I think Brands is going to stop that from happening, which will really help the drivers at the front who have risked to stay out on the medium tyre, which they pitted onto around 10 laps ago. The ones that did it under the safety car, which we did have around 10 laps ago. So, second to final lap. We'll have 2 laps of racing at the end. Brand's just catching up now. Soggy Biscuit, the first driver on the soft tyres. Will they make a big enough impact? I really can't decide whether someone on the mediums is going to win or the softs will prevail and be the right call. I'm not sure how many would have decided to pit if they'd have known it had only been 2 laps at the end. 3, much bigger window of opportunity, of course, with that extra lap of DRS. This is going to be interesting. Will Super Striker go early? The call will go out right about now. So 2 laps of racing to decide the penultimate round of the season. Archie and Bo squabbling over places already before we get going again. Super Striker, ready when you are. As he's just about ready to go. I think he's going later than others, slightly later. He's away, and we have 2 laps of racing to decide the penultimate round of the season. Going down into turn 1, Super Striker still leading the way. No one going for an overtake there. Soggy Biscuit trying to go up the inside with those soft tyres to help him during braking. Just got to have the confidence to go with it as well. But remember, he does have that 3-second time penalty. It will hinder him at the end. The next one on the softs is Archie. Just getting past Little Majin here on the outside, being aggressive. They make contact, but both of them stay out of the walls. Archie now in 7th, Soggy Biscuits in 6th. Not really any overtaking spots at this point on the racetrack with a lap and a half to go. This is going to get very, very interesting. Soggy Biscuit 3 seconds behind the leader. As we come out of turn 12 and down towards turn 15, there might be a move into turn 15. If Soggy has the pace, which he wasn't able to get alongside. Should get a very strong exit out of the final proper corner of the racetrack. He does, and is able to get alongside before going into turn 18 and 19, and Soggy Biscuit goes around the outside there. Full throttle commitment in the final sector of the racetrack, down towards the start-finish line and towards the first corner. Here goes Archie now, the lead driver on the soft tyres, down into turn 1. Oh, so close to the back of Young, and Super Striker is out of the race, crashed into the wall on the exit of turn 1, as here goes Archie trying to overtake 2 cars in 1 corner. Now getting up into 2nd place, but has got Soggy Biscuit for company as well as he passes his teammate, and then Soggy Biscuit to the inside at turn 3. They make slight contact there, but both of them again stay out of the walls. Archie on the inside at turn 4 makes contact with Soggy Biscuit, and has he sustained wing damage? It looked like he has. Maybe not, maybe he's got away with it, but it's 3 seconds up the road to get Corey. And I just don't think there's enough corners to make up that amount of time. He's on the medium tyres, he's been on them for 11 laps. Quite a few of them, though, have been under the safety car. He has gained half a second in only a few corners, but there's only 2 braking zones to go on the lap. I think it's safe to say that Corey is going to take this as long as he doesn't put himself in the wall. Archie really flying in that middle sector, 40.2, getting close to qualifying times in that 2nd sector, but it's not going to be any good. He's 1.4 seconds behind, not close enough to have DRS. It's going to be useless for him now. Corey, that sits 7th in the championship, takes his first podium of the season and his first win of the season, and wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Archie finished in 2nd. Young gets bumped all the way up to 3rd. Our champion-elect, Bo, finished in 4th in the end. Little Majin finishing in 5th. 6th for Northover. Soggy Biscuits finished in 7th. 8th for Murph. Snipes in 9th, and Bootneck rounds out the top 10. So that is your final order. So Corey taking the win. The Irishman on top in Azerbaijan. Archie in second. Third was Young. We'll go down to outside the top 10. 11th was Jordan. 12th was Gowdy. 13th was Steely. 14th Brams, always grinding, was in 15th. Super Striker finished one lap down. He DNF'd on the penultimate lap. Sands and RDB did not finish this race. So we will be back tomorrow as usual for the Austrian Grand Prix in F1 Power Grid. It'd be good to be back again. So check us out tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And again, we'll be back for the final round of the season in Abu Dhabi for Red Arrows Racing. Until then, till tomorrow, until next time next week. Thanks very much for watching. Keep subscribing to the channel, liking the video. Much appreciated. Thanks very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.